I'm here again with a video to introduce Emerson, Lake and Palmer to both newbies and seasoned prog fans alike in the 5th edition of my YouTube series on the Big Six of prog rock. Now this will be an exhilarating dive into the world of a band that's really not only defined progressive rock of the 1970s, but also pushed the boundaries of musical fusion, blending rock, classical and jazz influences into something that was entirely unique. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, ELP, were trailblazers in their own right, known for their virtuosic performances, epic compositions and grandiose live shows. As we journey through their legacy, we're going to take a closer look at the formation of the band and their bold fusion of genres, Keith Emerson's pioneering use of keyboards and synthesizers, their ambitious concept albums and larger-than-life live performances, and their lasting influence on the prog rock world, especially their reinvention of the classical music in rock context. So the story of ELP begins in 1970, where three highly talented musicians, keyboardist Keith Emerson, guitarist and vocalist Greg Lake, and drummer Carl Palmer, came together to form one of the most technically gifted supergroups of the progressive rock era. Each member had already established themselves within the music scene, Emerson from the Nice, Lake from King Crimson, and Palmer from Atomic Rooster. Now, together they created a sound that was really unlike anything else in rock at the time. Right from their self-titled debut album, released in 1970, it was clear that ELP had set their sights on something grand. Their combination of classical influences, intricate compositions, and groundbreaking use of technology set them apart. Emerson's use of the Moog synthesizer in particular helped shape the sound of progressive rock for years to come. Tracks like Lucky Man, which features one of the first prominent uses of the Moog, showcased their ability to fuse accessible melodies with experimental soundscapes. The band's second album, Tarkus, in 1971, took their ambition still further. The title track, a 20-minute-plus suite, is a prime example of their willingness to explore new musical frontiers, blending classical structures with jazz improvisation and rock intensity. The album's elaborate concept, a war between a biomechanical armadillo and other mythical creatures, was pure prog rock at its finest, steeped in both musical complexity and surrealism. Now, their willingness to merge classical music with rock is perhaps best exemplified by their 1973 album, Pictures as an Exhibition. Now, this was a live recording of their reimagination of Mussorgsky's piano suite of the same name. This album not only showcased their incredible technical skill, but also their ability to bridge the gap between different musical worlds. Keith Emerson's keyboard playing, Lake's emotive vocals, and Palmer's powerful drumming came together to create something truly innovative. ELP were redefining what rock music could be, much like some of their contemporaries Pink Floyd and Yes, which we've discussed in earlier videos. Their next major release, Brain Salad Surgery, also in 1973, was arguably their most ambitious work. With its futuristic themes and complex compositions, the album became a defining statement for the band. Tracks like Carnival 9 pushed the boundaries of what a rock band could achieve, both sonically and conceptually. The song's opening line, "Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends." Now, this became synonymous with ELP's larger-than-life presence within the world of prog rock. But with ambition came excesses, and by the mid-1970s, the band's grandiose style began to take its toll. While albums like Works Volume 1 and then Works Volume 2 contained impressive performances, their sprawling nature and the inclusion of orchestral elements stretched the band's creative limits. Now, touring with a full orchestra proved to be a logistical and financial strain, leading to increased tensions within the group. Now, by 1978, the band released Love Beach. Now, this is an album that, despite its name, was more of a concession to record label pressures than really a genuine artistic statement. It marked the end of ELP's golden era, as internal disagreements and the shifting musical landscapes of the late 70s, with this rise of punk and new wave, contributed to their disbandment. However, it wasn't the end. The legacy of Lake and Palmer endures to this day. Their pioneering approach to incorporating classical music and technology into rock has influenced countless artists and has helped to solidify prog rock as a legitimate and respected genre. Their live performances, featuring Emerson's antics with his keyboard setup and Palmer's thunderous drum solos, these set a high bar for concert spectacles, and their music continues to be revered for its technical brilliance and innovation. In the 90s, ELP reunited for a brief period, releasing albums like Black Moon, and toured once again. Now, though their later work didn't reach the heights of the 70s output, the band remained beloved by their dedicated fan base, and their influence continues to be felt in the prog rock world. Emerson, Lake and Palmer's fusion of classical, rock and jazz elements into a cohesive and groundbreaking sound changed the landscape of progressive rock forever. Their willingness to push boundaries and embrace the theatrical and technical sides of music made them one of the genre's most iconic acts. And with that all done, in the next and last video in this series, I will explore a band whose surreal soundscapes, philosophical lyrics, and groundbreaking use of studio technology brought them to the forefront of progressive rock. The one and only King Crimson. Now, if that video is ready, you'll see it here on screen. If you don't see it, it means I haven't yet posted it, so make sure that you hit that notification bell and stay subscribed so you don't miss out. I thank you all for watching and look forward to seeing you on this video here later on.